pretending to live with a C9 electric Corvette. Now, the Corvette brand has a long heritage of sports car excitement. With the advent of the E-Ray coming very soon, what will the all-electric Corvette be like? What will it be like living with the all-new Corvette? Predictably, many Corvette fans are far less enthusiastic about the E-Corvettes of the future. Comparatively, what is more fun? A V8 Charger or the new electric Charger? A V8 Black Horse or the Mach-E? For the sake of this video, let's assume we prefer the all-electric muscle and sports cars, and probably because of the better performance. When you finally buy the all-electric Corvette, you might really enjoy it. For me, I would like to predict if I would enjoy it or not. If I was to consider buying an E-Corvette, I would first want to learn more about EVs in general and what sort of activities I would enjoy with it. I begin my research a little about EVs and how good the products tend to be in a generalized sense. What it might be like living with an E-Corvette. Disclaimer: my information is not exact. It comes from general news articles and not peer-reviewed research, and cannot directly pertain to the future E-Corvette product or products. Afterwards, I briefly discuss expected fun with the E-Corvette. Now, let's start off with consumer information about EVs in general and give some relationship to our expectations of the E-Corvettes. Consumer Report has stated that approximately 28% of Americans are not interested in buying an EV, myself included, although I could consider something like the Ford Mach-E, but as a blasphemous Corvette SUV. As with any EV, there have been a few issues that stop many from buying them. I will go over several of these points, and I will take the E-Corvette speculations and relate them directly to those points. High prices. High prices keep a majority of people from buying. Kelley Blue Book confirmed the average BEV price is currently $66,000. The E-Ray pricing is expected to be well over about $90,000, especially if the dealership adds a markup. The E-Corvette could be in this price range. Range anxiety. An ICE can go almost 50% or 2 times further on average. This impacts long-range destination times. EV ranges are improving quickly though. Now, comparing the use of the Ultium platform, the range could be 400 miles, and I'm basing that on the specs given for the Silverado. Therefore, the E-Corvette could really have good range, and range anxiety would not ultimately be an issue. Charging time required. For a 0 to full charge, many EVs can take up to around 2 hours, even on level 2 and level 3 charging stations. Now, the charging time of the E-Corvette should be better than any GM EV predecessor. I would expect it to compare with a Tesla at a minimum by charging within about an hour. So that does really help when you're having long-range destination cruises. Charging logistics. This is extremely important. When I looked at a charging station map, I saw that the rural areas near me mostly are still without level 2 or level 3 stations. This may be alleviated when the government installs a charging station every 50 miles by 2030 on main highways and over 60 miles apart on rural highways, believe it or not. Now, DOT has said that there is still no national standards for all of these charging stations, so that is still a problem for everybody. Sometimes charging stations are non-functional. That's a problem for everybody too. Now, that study was small, but it makes a point of caution to all EV owners who drive long distances. Okay, so now GM says they will deploy 40,000 stations starting now and integrate them into the overall grid of stations. They will be in all types of communities, including rural areas as well as apartments, workplaces, and various venues. Fire danger! This is a real consideration right now, although it should improve in the future. Several what-if scenarios have cropped up, such as EVs in floods. Again, I think by the time the C9 or the all-electric Corvette comes out, this sort of thing should be beginning to get better. Battery replacement. This is a two-part consideration. First, the Ultium battery should last at least 150,000 miles according to the specs given for the Hummer. Second, the cost for many battery packs has been between, $0 to $10,000 plus. The Ultium for the Hummer is rumored to estimate at $36,000. Teslas have been estimated for a complete replacement at $20,000 to $35,000. The C9, just expect this, although you should have a very long warranty, and I don't see this as being a huge issue. Lack of education. This is a little humorous to me, but many of us don't really care to learn about EVs in the first place. However, learning good information about EVs is easy, so long as you act intelligently and make yourself a good informed shopper. Part of the premise of this video. As I kind of quickly researched, I saw plenty of information that was positively biased. I found this article debunking many of the above, possible myths or misconceptions about EVs. So if you're interested, look this article up and read it. Basically, it has plenty of good information and it tones down the fear of buying an EV to some degree. I should have the link below as well as right here. Time for the fun stuff you can do with your E-Corvette. It's really not much different from any other ICE car, really. Look at what other people are doing with their EVs already. City tours, cruise-ins, car shows, short and long cruises. It didn't take me but a few minutes to start finding all kinds of events and things to do with other EV people.
More than a half a dozen electric vehicle owners and businesses cruise into the parking lot across from City Hall in Belvedere to talk to residents about electric vehicles. Several electric vehicle owners registered their rides for the first annual cruise-in night. Residents hear more information about the EV industry, address any concerns they have, and vote for their favorites. One man who switched from a gas-powered car to an all-electric one says he doesn't regret his purchase.
I want to get out here and show people that EVs are very good cars. They're very reliable. I've had this car for a year and a half, no issues whatsoever. I never have to change oil in this car, and then maintenance is just a battery pack and the motor. That's all there's to it.
Owning an E-Corvette will be a joyful event. You can obviously do plenty. With all of the new innovations in EVs, especially in terms of infotainment systems, you should be very happy with all the great perks provided. And very important, there are also EV performance modifications possible. Suspension systems that will lower the cars and make them much more track-worthy. The Stealth motor delivering up to 500 horsepower. The Legacy EV Revolt crate motor with everything you need to reach 800 pound-feet of torque, and much, much more. Despite all of the perks, I am still not an EV fan right now. The one reason why is the charge time could be long still. Well, longer than an ICE car. I'm not patient. Many of us are not patient. We get in the cars, we want to go somewhere and not wait an hour to fill up the batteries. So that is a downside that in the future I hope gets resolved with all the new technology that is coming out. My preconception of the E-Corvette isn't totally negative. I just want a lot. We have been given so much with the internal combustion engine variants of the Corvette brand that perhaps I'm spoiled. But I really do want something exceptional in the E-Corvette when it comes out. Hey, well, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe down below. I would appreciate that as well. And you know what? Give that thumbs up. So, this was my first attempt at pretending to live with the EV Corvette. So a lot of the information flew by really fast. So I hope you got it, as well as the little bit of satire I kind of threw in there as well. So anyway, it's time to say goodbye. So relax, take it easy, and I will see you later. Bye.